Objective 7, horizontal line test and one-to-one functions. Here's something called the horizontal line test. We'll call it the HLT, so we don't have to write it out all the time. If a horizontal line intersects a graph more than once at any instant, the function is not one-to-one and not invertible. And by not invertible, we mean no inverse exists. Otherwise, the function is one-to-one and an inverse exists. This section is basically notes. I'm going to go through the problem in your packet, give you the notes. We're working in a fairly compressed time frame. This is worthwhile material with regard to inverse functions, but we really need to move on to the rest of the section. So here goes. I'll just erase this horizontal line test, and we'll go through 5 examples that are all in your packet. Okay, first function. There's x, there's y. There's a graph. Y equals x. The horizontal line intersects one point in the graph at each instant. So this is one-to-one, is invertible. Okay, and if you were to list some points, there's a point -2, -2, and there's a point 2, 2. There's a one-to-one pairing between x values and y values. You can list x, y coordinates. Okay, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1. There's no y value that pairs up with 2 x values or vice versa. That's what we mean by one-to-one. Now b, on the other hand, y equals x squared. If we draw a graph of that, that's a basic parabola. That fails a horizontal line test. It's not one-to-one. Not invertible. No inverse of that function exists. If there was an inverse, this doesn't have to get copied into your packet, but if there was an inverse, here's what it would look like. You can invert this by basically making x, y, and yx, and guess what? That fails a vertical line test. It's not a function. So you can invert the relationship, but once you go through the inversion process, what you get is not a function. The implication is if there's an inverse, that it's an inverse function. So